Okay. All right, guys. I would like to, what I'm going to do tonight, thank you, Megan. That is exciting. I'm excited about sales meeting tomorrow. So I want to talk about 3 things on the phone that's going to help you set more appointments, because we know when we set more appointments, we get in more homes, we make more sales. We know that our business is a numbers game, so we've got to work the numbers to be in our favor. So this is regarding mainly objection handling. So, you know, we think about what are the 3 most common things that we hear on the phone that stop us from setting an appointment. Number 1, I already got it. Number 2, not interested anymore. And number 3, what form? A lot of times people don't even know what you're talking about when you call them. Would you guys agree that those are probably the 3 most common objections that you hear? Yeah. Okay.
You might have to turn up the volume there.
Yes.
Turning up the volume. Turning up the volume. Okay. In general, you know, on the phone with folks, it's always, you want to always be agreeable with people, okay? So don't try and disagree with them. A lot of times you just want to, don't ever say the word no when you're on the phone with them when you don't have to. That's a negative word. It's going to create more negativity for them. So always use the word, if they give you an objection, I always like to say, great, no problem. Great, no problem. That's the easiest part of my job. So we practice that a lot. And, you know, I love talking about how excited I am, how I love this team, how I love my team, how I love, you know, Fitz and everyone on the team that helps. So I'm always talking positive, and it creates positivity in my life. So, but when you're on the phone, you almost want to sound a little bit monotone, a little bit like you're not real excited. You're kind of monotone and almost kind of like a plumber setting the appointment, or like a doctor's office. You know, you're slow and low, you're not too excitable, but you're very pleasant, you're very nice. You know, and you want to go ahead and deal with the objection, great, and then move on with setting the appointment. A lot of folks don't really get it that sometimes you'll hear me, sometimes you'll hear Jonathan and Megan. We're dealing with objections 4 and 5 times on the same phone call. And it's not uncommon to be able to say, great, no problem. I just need to get out that way and drop this file off with you. What time are you normally home after work? Or do you have any other doctor's appointments tomorrow? So you're always leading with a yes question. What does that mean? You're always leading with a question that's going to give an alternate of a yes answer. So for example, would 4 or 6 be better? Or do you have any other doctor's appointments? That really kind of throws them off a little bit, because if they're retired, that's mainly what they usually do, going to the doctor. Okay. So that's, you know, we also say, I just have to close out your file. We'll be out that way to drop this off with you. Are you normally home after 6 p.m.? Yes, great. I've got 10 other people to see tomorrow. I will see you after 6 p.m. and set it up that way. You know, firming up appointments. I know that we have no-shows. Part of the business is no-shows. And just being able to physically give them details that they can see the details, like the color of your car, where you're going to park the car. You know, I drive a blue Ford pickup. I don't drive a blue Ford pickup, but for an example, and I'm going to be parking right in front of your home so you know who I am when I get there. Just remember that everybody has a sign on their forehead. You know what it says? It says, make me feel special. So think about it when you're on the phone. How can you make them feel special? If they're not interested anymore, great, no problem. That's the easiest part of my job. It doesn't look like this file ever got closed out. I'm just the manager. I need to deliver this out to you so we can close it out. And we can do that. Is 5 or 6 better for you? The other objection, what form? Okay, you guys ever hear what form? Maybe it's, you know, when we're talking to final expense leads, we don't really tell them that they filled out a form, because that just really, a lot of times it can create more confusion. A lot of times seniors don't remember what they did 3 hours ago. I don't remember sometimes what I did 3 hours ago. So that's just the nature of it. So usually we're just getting that paperwork out to them. But mortgage protection, if it's a mortgage protection letter or a marriage protection letter, the more details you're going to give, the better. So, and I hate this is really, let me see if I can move this up, you guys. I'm sorry. It's a little bit better. Okay. That's better. Okay. Okay, so the more details you're going to be able to give, like it was the letter talking about the mortgage protection, marriage protection, whichever the case may be. Your mortgage is $156,000. Are you still on A Lane, Texas? Is that where you still live here in Houston? So giving them a fact and then asking the question to confirm a detail that is on the lead. Another question example is, you financed approximately in May of 2020. Is that right, Ms. Smith? Yes, great, okay. And your height, weight that you listed on the application is 5'8" and 180. Is that still correct? Okay, great. I've got to be out that way tomorrow. We can close this out. What time are you and your wife normally home from work? So what you're doing is you're kind of forgetting about the objection that they just told you. How? Because you just detailed information about them that they filled out on the form. And you're just asking a series of questions. So a phone call is just asking a series of questions. So objections. Now, hopefully that deals with a lot of your objections on the phone. Okay. The objections in the home, you guys have any ideas on what those are? Okay. So number 1 objection, cannot afford. Number 2 objection, guess what? Cannot afford. Number 3, they don't trust you, translates into, I need to think about it. Okay. So how do you overcome these? And we all deal with them. Trust me, we all deal with them. It happens. I think it happens in the warm-up. It happens throughout the entire time that you're there. Whether you're on the phone doing a sale or in person doing a sale, it's easier to do it in person. You've got to develop credibility and trust by developing common bonds with folks, letting them know that you're human just like they are, and it may be in the form of common interests. It may be in the form of giving them, finding something genuine about them that you can compliment them for, that's true, that you can be genuine about. Whether it's a picture in their house, whether it's maybe they have a Dallas Cowboy or a rocket in Dallas. whatever team they may like. But at the end of the day, watching their body language is really, really important in the home. And you're going to learn how to do that the more you do it, And sometimes I can even tell when I'm on the phone with you guys, I might be given a price and I'm not hearing any comments from the gallery. So I'm thinking, oh boy, this is not good. We've got to keep working on the price. So, a lot of the ways that you deal with that is you deal with it before it happens. I call it offense. You win a football game on the offense team, not the defense. So when you're a good producer, you deal with those objections by educating people first. Maybe, for example, if you know what their budget is, that they don't really have very much money, then I'm going to really dig into the why before I get into pricing. I'm going to really take it all the way to talking to them about if she had died last Tuesday, what would he be doing today? And I'm going to do some education about, do you know what funeral homes do to folks when they can't pay? Do you know that they freeze people? It's a real sad situation. And I'm not trying to scare people. I'm not trying to put them in a fear position. I really am trying to get them to understand how important it is that we get something in place. And I am asking all those questions on the financial picture form so that I can have the right details, the right ammunition. For example, if I know they don't have any other coverage and they don't have any other savings in the bank, what are they going to do? It is my job at that point to find a plan that's going to work for them and get them covered, because they have nothing else. For example, I had a customer today he was a school teacher, 31 years old, been teaching for 9 years, football teacher, 7th grade. And we were doing a Zoom meeting, and he was basically had a gunshot wound last year and paralyzed from the chest down. Now he has a 3-year-old, he has a wife, she works, and he's still working, but we couldn't get him any sort of plan right now. But what we were able to do, is get his wife a really great plan. And because if something happened to her tomorrow, he needs big time help. So it was really important to put that in place. We couldn't put that in place for him right now. And, maybe never. But they do realize the value of it now. So that's the value of what we do. And you can't put it into words, the value of it. What Katie talked about earlier about our customer having, family having COVID. What we're dealing with right now in the world is a very huge pandemic, and it is very real. And we have to get real with people and be able to talk about it in a way that helps them realize how really important it is to think about this coverage. So, guys, I hope that helps you in some way. Close more business, help more customers. The customers need our help. Serve your customers. Be a servant leader to your customers, to your agents, and keep learning. Every week, try to learn something new, and it's gonna produce fruit in your business. Your business will harvest. We'll have a harvest. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mike.
Harvest time. No. Can't crop this. Anyway. I don't know where I got that from. Woo. Hey, it's late here at Element House. I'm sure it's late there too. I got some dinner I got to make. It's going to be awesome. But we'll see you tomorrow on the call with the Pitts Group at 10 a.m. Central Time. Make sure you do get on there and be ready to tell some numbers. You're going to hear some great stories and know that, some great training, and then be ready for Dalton tomorrow. That's it, guys. We love y'all. Y'all take care, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.